guys, today we're going to talk about manifestation. Not only just manifestation, but so many people think that they know nothing about manifestation. I remember getting into coaching and talking about manifestation. When I was called to this, I was wondering to myself, maybe I don't know enough, or maybe I just don't got it. I was reminded that I do know manifestation. And I'm here to let you know that you know manifestation more than what you think you do. So I thought about this one story when I was manifesting this car. Now, I didn't call it manifesting. I just simply said, I want this car and I'm gonna get this car. Now, let's take a minute and just talk about you as a kid. A lot of times, us as kids, we manifested a lot of stuff. Come on, let's think back. Saturday morning, we saw this toy and we're like, we're gonna get this toy. Now, we didn't have no job. We didn't know if our parents could afford it. We didn't care. All we knew was we kept seeing that toy on Saturday morning and we said, I am gonna get it. Look, the toy companies kept playing it in between our Saturday morning commercials, and we said, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that Cabbage Patch, I'm gonna get that Tonka toy, I'm gonna get that Baby Alive, because I want her to pee and poop. Come on, she gonna eat, pee and poop. I'm gonna get it. And so we didn't realize that that was manifestation. We didn't realize that, hey, when Christmas time came or when our birthday time came, that we manifested that toy. So anyway, when I got into this whole thing of teaching about manifestation and having manifestation challenges, starting my online manifestation school, yes, with instructors and modules, all of that, I was kind of like, God, for real? You really, you called me to do this? What? So I went back to the story, and many people know me from Rhonda Want a Honda. Rhonda Wants a Honda. Now, look, that sounds funny, but this is what I said to myself when I had went through so many things in my life. I was going through such a difficult time in my life. I mean to tell you, everything was going on. My mom and dad were getting a divorce. My mom was going through difficult times in her life. I mean, we were topsy-turvy, upside down. We'd lost everything through some drug issues that came through my family. It was just a whole lot. Most of you know my story, and I'll get into that more so later. But we were going through a whole lot of things. And so I was down to no car. I had no car. Now here I am, a college student with no money. I had a part-time job, going to school full-time, 12 units, and going to a job making barely nothing, okay? But I knew I needed transportation. My credit was shot. I had nothing, no savings, no nothing. I don't even know if I had a bank account at that time, because I may have been on check system. I don't know. Everything was just crazy, okay? Everything was crazy. And so I had said, and I'm making this story really short because it's really long, but I'm making it really short. So I said to myself, just like we used to play those games, that's my car. Y'all remember those games? That's my car. You see my car? That's my car. That's my, you know, you go down the street, that's my car. You tell your friend, they be like, that's my car. Well, I said to myself, if things can come to pass by me speaking it, I'm going to speak this car into existence. So I figured out what kind of car I wanted. Now, I knew it was going to be a Honda, right? It was it was going to be either a 1990 or 1992. It's going to be one of them Hondas. Now, y'all know back in the day, the Hondas, the 92 Hondas, the 91, 90 Honda Accord was the stuff, right? You either had an Acura Legend, a Toyota Camry or you had you a Honda Accord, right? And so I said, I love those cars. And I kept seeing them. I would see people pull up at my job with the Honda Accord, and they had the moonroof. I just fell in love with the Honda. And now, look, I had a car, but now I'm back on the bus, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to speak that thing into existence. Everywhere I go, I'm going to say, that's my car. That's my car. I started to envision it. I start to see myself rolling in it. Now, look. One thing about manifestation, what we tend to do is we try to get in a part of how we're going to make it happen. I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. I didn't have nothing. And if you really wanted to be serious about it, it looked like all the odds were against me. But I kept saying, I would go to church. And you know, if you grew up in a church where you get to testify, I would get up and I would testify and I would say, Rhonda is going to have a Honda. And I kept saying it every Sunday. I would say it sitting on a bus stop when people would pass by in my car. I would notice my car on the other side, riding with somebody else on the other side of the freeway. I would notice the car. And I kept envisioning it. I kept speaking it. And I spoke it so much to where people at my church would say, Rhonda, you got your Honda? Now, some people was throwing shade. Come on. They were throwing shade. I knew they was. They knew I didn't have no Honda. They knew I was still on the bus, but I kept speaking it. I kept saying, I'm going to have it. I'm going to have it. And so, long story short, after kept speaking it, saying it, I'm going to have a Honda. I'm going to have a Honda. Rhonda going to have a Honda. Rhonda going to have a Honda. Rhonda going to have it. I met this guy. And long story short, we started dating. And he knew what kind of car I wanted. Everybody knew what kind of car I wanted. He took me to the car lot. Ooh, sometime when manifestation comes, when it starts to begin to show up, sometimes we get fearful. And I got fearful. He took me, he said, you want to test drive a car? Now I'm looking like, okay, Father, I've been saying this. I've been putting it out in the atmosphere. I kept saying I'm going to get it. I kept having people, convincing people, that's what I'm going to have. I finally get to the car lot, y'all, and I got scared. He said, do you want to test drive? And really, he pointed to an Acura. Now, the Acuras was nice, too. The Acura Legends was nice. And so he pointed to that, and I was like, no, I got nervous. And I was like, because I started thinking about all the what ifs. He's going to find out that my credit is shot. I think I didn't even have no money to put down. No money, no credit. No, how am I gonna get this? So I got scared and I left. And do you not know, a few months went by, we were still dating. He never told me he was gonna buy me a car. Now, if he maybe would have said, I'm gonna buy you a car, then maybe, but nothing. But I come from old school. My mom taught me, look, if he buy you a car, he gonna want something in return. That's how I grew up, right? So I went on and I kicked myself, not literally kicked myself, but I could kick myself. I said to myself, there was your opportunity, but you got scared. You got nervous. You got, really? You went on the Norm Reeves Honda Superstore lot and you didn't test drive nothing. You didn't do nothing. So I left. So I told myself, if you get another chance, you're going to walk out with that car. So we kept dating, and then the time came by because he was a car lover, and so we would go down this one road that had all the cars there. We went down this road all the time, had the cars there and all of that, and I was seeing. So this particular time, he said, do you want to stop and drive? I said, yeah, let's go. Pulled up. He never said, I'm going to get you nothing, buy you nothing, co-sign, nothing. Now, this time I had $500. I remember that clearly. I had $500. $500, not from my job. It was from a grant that I got because I was supposed to buy my books. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell the school. But anyway, I was supposed to buy my books. But I said, I'm going to hold on to this check because Rhonda going to have a Honda, because I didn't stop saying I'm going to have a Honda, even though I can kick myself and be like, you missed your opportunity. But anyway, So I'm back on the lot again, y'all. Back on the lot again. And he said, you want to drive? I said, yeah. So we had 2 Hondas sitting out there. Now, mind you, credit still shot. Don't got only $500. Only got $500. I'm feeling intimidated because I'm not at the Shade Tree mechanic shop. I'm not at the one way down in the deep of the hood. I'm not at that one. I'm at a nice new car lot. Of course, they have pre-owned cars, but this was out of my element. I'm used to my parents going to Johnny Henry, whoever, on the, selling a car, and then it break down a couple of weeks later. I was on the big, so I'm out of my element, but I was like, I'm not gonna miss my shot this time. So they brought out 2 cars. One of them was fully loaded, but it was only a 2-door. It was fully loaded, leather seats, had the moon roof, had the it was an EX. It was just nice. Champagne color outside, brown leather inside. Then I had the other one that was the color that I wanted, 4 doors. I don't think that one had a moonroof, but it had that turquoise color that I want, that I've been seeing everybody all over town. And so he said, well, which one do you want after we did the test drive? This was the guy I'm dating now. Which one you want? He still didn't tell me he was going to buy it, but I didn't care. I said to myself, I'm not going to miss my shot. I've been manifesting this. I've been saying it. I've been speaking. I've been believing it. I've been envisioning. This is it. So I said, I don't know. I like the color of this one, but it don't have everything. He said, well, get the fully loaded one. He said, get the fully loaded one. So I picked the fully loaded. Now the fully loaded only had 2 doors, but I got the fully loaded. He's like, get the leather seats, get the moon. So I said, okay, that's the one. So intimidated, so scared, so come on, let me tell you sometime, when you have been manifesting something, you've been talking, there will be some fear that will creep in when it finally shows up. There's gonna be some fear, y'all. There's gonna be some fear where you like, is this really, do I deserve it? You go through the whole thing. I went through the whole thing. Do I deserve it? Should I have it? Oh my God, this is the new element, da-da-da. So I picked it, we went to the back. Oh, if you ever bought a car and you go to the back, sometimes they be doing too much in the back, running back to this person. Let me tell this person, that person, that's so I'm sitting there nervous. I know when they run this credit, they're going to be like, you can get your purse and get up out of here. But I kept going. And we stayed there. And the guy said, well, we ran her credit. They didn't say nothing bad. I know it was bad. They didn't say anything bad. They just said, we're going to need a co-signer. And I was like, to myself, this man ain't going to co-sign me. We don't even know each other, that well. We dating and all. But I don't know. And they say you're going to need more money down. You're going to need $1,000 more. I have 500. What does that equal? 1,500. You're going to need 1,500. And I was like, I don't got it. But I sat there. I didn't say, let's go. I sat there because why? I said, if my opportunity comes again, I'm just going to ride this thing out. I'm telling you today to ride the thing out. It's going to show up. What you've been speaking is going to show up. You better ride it out. So I sat there. And so he finally said, I'll give you 1,000. My boyfriend, right? My guy friend. I usually didn't call him boyfriend, but my guy friend. He said, I'll give you the 1,000 and I'll co-sign. I'm looking, what? All right. Now in my head, I'm thinking what my mama told me. Girl, he gonna, you're gonna owe and be in debt, but don't you do that. Now, normally I'd be like, I'm not doing that. But I knew, I said, this thing gonna work out. And I'm gonna have my car and everything gonna work out. I'm gonna pay him back. I don't know how, but I'm gonna pay him back. Long story short, I walked out with that fully loaded Honda Accord. Rhonda got her Honda. Months went by. I got engaged. I got married. And my debt was clear. I didn't have to owe him no $100. He got all this. Look, that was no $100, no $1,000. I didn't have to pay. He became my husband. I didn't marry him because he did the car, but because he saw what I needed. And it was a whole lot of more factors. It wasn't even about that. But I'm letting you guys know, when your time comes, you take the shot. You do it. I know fear is going to creep up. I know things are going to happen where you're going to feel like you're not worthy of it. That how is this thing going to happen? Stop worrying about how it's going to happen. Just keep speaking, it's going to happen. So that day, I still didn't know it was manifestation, because manifestation was not the buzzword. You know, we were talking about in church, you know, name it and claim it, or just believing, or just having faith. I didn't know that was manifestation. I didn't know that manifestation was a process that it comes from get it out of here and it gets in here. That's what, when it manifests, it shows up. I didn't know all of that. But I was reminded that, girl, you've been manifesting a long time ago. You've been manifesting years. Now, this has been maybe 25, 30. I've been married now 25 years. So this has been about 26, 27 years ago. I didn't know I was manifesting, but I was manifesting. I went through the process. Now, sometimes manifestation shows up like that. Sometimes you can do part of the work and it shows up. Sometimes you can just speak it and it shows up. Sometimes you can just envision it. There's sometimes I visualize things in my mind and it show up before I'm able to speak it out. Sometimes it does that. Sometimes you just have to speak it into existence. But there is a process to this thing. That process was longer and it showed me. And do you not know? You can catch it on another one of my videos. I'll come back and tell another story of how I manifested another vehicle. And it was for a business of mine that I was doing. But I did not know that back then that I was manifesting. I want you to start thinking back and looking back on things that have happened in your life. The things that you went beyond the odds that was before you. And you manifested that. I want you to start thinking about that. And I want you to tap into those things where you've said out your mouth, that's mine. And then you look back later and said, that was mine. Simple as the Cabbage Patch doll. I said I wanted the Cabbage Patch doll. My parents couldn't afford the Cabbage Patch dolls back in the day. Y'all know they was over $100 and some. My parents was not trying to buy that. But I kept saying, I'm going to have the Cabbage Patch doll. Now they did try to give me the fake Cabbage Patch that didn't have the name on the back of the butt. But I made up in my mind, I want the real Cabbage Patch doll. And guess what happened? I got the real Cabbage Patch. Wasn't right then. They wasn't out of style, but they was kind of, but I got the real Cabbage Patch. Let me tell you something. Stick the course. Stick the course. Continue to speak it, to believe, to write it, to act on it. My acting was going to that car lot, test driving it. Getting, that's my other one was I kept speaking to everything around me got in line. Come on, you got to make everything around you get in line. All right? So let's go. I wanted to share that story with you today because sometimes you just have to be reminded. Come on, you got to be reminded that, yes, you know manifestation more than what you think. All right? I see you when I see you. This is your coach, Rhonda Colton, your manifestation coach. I see you when we manifest again all together. Take care.